This was about 1943. Our neighbors, when we lived on Buddha at the time, and very apologetic and say, I'm sorry I have to do this. And they started to take inventory of everything we had. I never had a neighbor in the house going through every drawer, listing everything. And then my grandparents explained to me that they had a new law that every item of the Jewish item belonged to the state. And we couldn't sell anything. We could use the materials or our possessions. And they inventoried every little piece of item, every piece of clothing, everything that you possessed. I felt it was terribly humiliating. I could see it on my grandfather's face, and my grandmother were proud people. The humiliation of the neighbor going through every drawer in the house and every item that had to be recorded. And they couldn't do with it as they wanted. That was the second thing that disturbed me. The third thing that I want to mention is, before I forget, is I went for a walk with my grandfather. And next to us was a soldier's barracks. And as we walked by, a soldier came out and saw my grandfather and I were walking together. He spat on my grandfather. And my grandfather, a proud man, just had to walk by. And I said to him, how can you take that? Why don't you say something? He says, I can't. And the sputum was on my grandfather's jacket. He couldn't even wipe it off in front of the man. I think the humiliation by my fellow citizens was about the worst to endure as a young person. And I was just a child of 6 or 7 years old, but I felt it.